Hi, I'm Steve from Sounds Heavenly. I'll make no apology that I am excited. I'm really excited. I've just purchased a Bang & Olufsen product that is really special to me. And well, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to tell you about it yet. I'm going to roll the intro music in a moment, and when that happens, I'm going to ask you please to pause the video, type in the comments, what do you think is under this very tasteless black blanket? So please, don't go any further until you've paused and added your comment. Here comes the music. So I hope you've added your comment. Thank you to everyone who has. Let's tell you what it is. As you probably know, I'm Steve from Sounds Heavenly. I'm a brand ambassador for Bang & Olufsen. So that does mean that on occasion Bang & Olufsen send me new products to review. So in no way is this meant to belittle the products that they've sent out. This is the most exciting Bang & Olufsen item that I've purchased with my own money this year. Just before I take this blanket off, I'm going to show you a photograph. If you are a regular viewer of my channel or you've been to my Instagram feed, you'll have seen this. This is basically what this video is all about. The beautiful lady there is my dear mother, who sadly passed away a few years ago, and the little baby on her knee is me. And my dad pointed out when we saw the photo, I saw the photo for the first time last week, that in the background was one of his Bang & Olufsen speakers. So at that point I decided the one thing I had to do was to buy my dad those speakers again. He had to sell these Bovox 1000s in rosewood back in 1973 when I was a baby, because I was just so expensive to keep. And yeah, when I found that out, I thought we've got to put that right. So 47 years later, I'm going to be passing these speakers on as a gift to my dad so that he can get his Bang & Olufsen sound back again. So this is really quite an emotional moment for me. You probably know I've been a lifelong Bang & Olufsen enthusiast. One of the first things I remember as a child is playing with my parents' Beogram 1000 turntable and being told off for it. By the time that had happened, when I was about 3 years old or so, the speakers had been sold, the music system had been sold, and all that they were able to keep was the Beogram turntable and a pair of headphones. So yes, this is really special to me. These speakers date back to 1967. They're 54 years old now, and they really are in really nice condition. Let's bring one over. So in case you're not familiar with the Bovox 1000, this was about a mid-range speaker for Bang & Olufsen at the time, available in teak or rosewood, and the intention was it could either be a small floor standing speaker or it could be a shelf mount speaker turned horizontally, and the little Bang & Olufsen logo could be spun round so that it would sit the right way up with the speaker either horizontal or vertical. My parents had these vertically as floor mounted speakers, and they're a good speaker. Probably in recent B&O terms, they're the equivalent of something like Beolab 3. Not the last word in bass depth, but really nice and clear treble. So if you're into acoustic jazz, light classical, spoken word on the radio, these are wonderfully clean and clear in the mid-range and the treble. Bass extension isn't the best, but they go down to around about 55-60 Hertz, so it's reasonable bass depth. They were quoted as giving about 10 watts RMS, so nice powerful speakers. There were smaller versions of these in the range at the time, the Bovox 800s. Then there was a larger Bovox 1500, and the very top of the range, the BLAB 90 of the day effectively, was the Bovox 5000, which were big floor standing speakers, and they went with the now iconic Bovox 2500 cube tweeters, which gave you 360 degree treble dispersion, and they were absolutely state of the art at the time. These were a more conventional two-way speaker driver setup, a bass unit. I'm trying to see actually if I can find the size of that. I think it was around about a 5-6 inch bass unit, and a small paper cone tweeter for the higher pitch sounds. A really simple single order crossover, so basically just two components on there, a capacitor and an inductor, and that meant that the way that the speaker spread the sound between the high frequency driver and the low frequency driver moved very gradually as the frequency changed, and it made for a very smooth sound. As long as those drivers had a full range capability, then the sound would be split between them very smoothly, very gradually, and in those days before digital signal processing, it made for just a lovely sweet tone that was easy on the ear, nice to listen to. They're fairly heavy. There's, what have we got here, probably 5-6 kilos, and they're, reading off the spec sheet, 47 centimetres high, 24 centimetres deep and 19 centimetres wide. So they're a fairly large sort of mid-range speaker. Because I'm a fussy person, I've upgraded the cables, I've gone over the woodwork with linseed oil after cleaning it, and if you do see any little shiny sections on the wood as I'm showing them, that will be because the first coat of linseed oil may not be fully dried through yet. But it is a really good way, if you've got older wooden speakers, of easily restoring the wood finish. Whilst I'm not a repairer, and I can't really give any advice on repairing B&O products, with speakers it is quite straightforward, and any competent do-it-yourself handy person can easily work on these. This grill is held in by 6 small pins, and by using a very wide bladed spatula you can gently lever up the grill, save those pins, and then you've got access to the bass driver and the treble driver. And by undoing 4 bolts you can take out the bass driver, pop it on the top panel, reach inside, and you can see all the cabling, the electronics behind it. So very nice and easy to work on. Only 2 components inside on a little chipboard panel, and they're screwed to the back board of the speaker. So if you do want to change the wiring, it's fairly straightforward. Maybe 15 minutes work for each speaker. Now, this is the serious part. Whilst I'm extremely grateful to the eBay seller who kindly let me have these at a very reasonable price, this is not a rant against him, but this is a rant against everyone who's ever sold me second-hand wooden case speakers over the last 40 years or so, because in every case there have been flecks of white paint in the woodwork when I've got them. Yes, these are 54-year-old speakers, but this is a plea to anyone out there with classic audio equipment. Please move your speakers before you decorate, because one day some idiot YouTuber will buy them from you and then will criticise you. So just these last a lifetime. When you buy something like this that is a quality product, it does not wear out, and with a bit of physical care to the exterior it can still be looking as good in half a century as when it was new. So please treat them with care. You have something that is worth passing on to your children and grandchildren, and that when you tire of it still has a definite value and a definite interest to someone else. And incidentally, if you think that the age of long-term loudspeakers like this is gone, then with respect, you're wrong. Bang & Olufsen have just, in the last few days, been awarded the Cradle to Cradle certification for the new Beosound level. Now, if you're not aware of what this is, I'll put the link in the description, but it is an independent registry of sustainable products. So products that are designed from the outset to be long-term and high-quality items that can be used for generations. So basically, because the Beosound level is intended, just like this old Bovox 1000, to be something that you can realistically use for generations, it's sustainable. The key components, the streaming module, the battery can easily be replaced. The whole unit can be easily stripped down and repaired. It is now the first electronic or audio product in the world to be given Cradle to Cradle certification. So big thumbs up to Bang & Olufsen. 1967 they made quality products and speakers that lasted. 2021 they're making high quality products and speakers that will last. So if you have any doubts about Bang & Olufsen keeping their quality working, then you have no need to worry. So I'm not going to do a full sound test of the speakers at this point. These are due to go over to my dad in the next couple of days when the wood treatment has been finished with the linseed oil, and we'll see how he gets on with them. Ultimately, I want to try and find out from him what music system he had, and hopefully try and find him a good exact replacement. And then I'm hoping that I can come back to you on this channel when that's done and show you the full system. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for letting me share my excitement of what is really something rather special. And please watch this space and you'll be finding out a bit more about this new old B&O system as time goes by.